Hello everyone, welcome to the Apostolic View. This is called Emotions, the Heart. So the scriptures, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it proceed the issues of life. And the scripture, the heart is desperately wicked, who can know it? Those two scriptures came to my head the other day, and I was like, so I wanted to know, is it talking about, when it talks about the heart in those ways, is it talking about emotions? And it was. So I wrote some notes. So when it talks about the heart, it's talking about the soul sometimes. And when it talks about the whole heart, it's talking about the mind, which is the intellect. And it says mind when it talks about intellect, emotions, and will. That's the whole heart when it talks about that sometimes. But also when it talks about the heart or the soul, it's talking about the fleshly nature. And that's why when it says it's desperately wicked, who can know it? So, like, you can't trust your emotions all the time. You have to go by your intellect, over your emotions. And even with that, sometimes you can't you can't do that. You have to trust God, because He's righteous, so He's always right. So you have to trust Him sometimes when your natural intellect fails you. So that's all I wanted to talk about. So those two scriptures are Jeremiah 17:9, verse 9, chapter 17, verse 9, Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 23. But these are I'm gonna also give you other scriptures that I looked up as well. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 12. Genesis 6, verse 5, Genesis 8, verse 21, Job chapter 15, verses 14 through 16, Psalms 51, verse 5, Psalms 53, verses 1 through 3, Proverbs 28, verse 26, Ecclesiastes 9, chapter 9, verse 3, Matthew chapter 15, verse 19, Mark chapter 7, verses 21 and 22, Hebrews chapter 3, verse 12, and James chapter 1, verses 14 and 15. And as far as that was references to the Jeremiah 17 and 9. Now the references to Proverbs 4 and 23 are Proverbs chapter 22, verse 5, Proverbs chapter 23, verse 19, Proverbs chapter 28, verse 26, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 9, Psalms 139, chapter 139, verses 23 and 24, Mark chapter 14, verse 38, and Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15. So hopefully you got something out of this, and hopefully you'll look into those scriptures and know for yourself. So catch you on the next video.